Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of New World. In last episode, we saw formation of a lot of countries in this area. You might notice that the water layer looks a little different. I decided to touch up, make the rivers a little more pronounced and look a little cleaner. So yeah. So before we get into like new stuff, I'm gonna update the nuclear weapons count. The Peach team is gonna go from 4 to 7 nukes again. Keep in mind they recently nuked this area. Why is that gonna pull back? Incorrect. Wrong. I know I gotta erase this. I never did that. Same number right here. Right, now that's updated. The pink team is gonna go from 3 nuclear bombs. Why are you not listening? There we go. They're gonna go from 3 to 5. The Western Union is gonna go from 4 hydrogen bombs to 7. The GU has already went from 12. And that everybody's gonna update, might as well erase it at the same time. They go from 12 to 18. Red Empire goes from 8 on their territory to 12, while also shipping their allies additional bombs. This orange team now has 5. And these two now have 3 each. Keep in mind they're allied with the Red Communist Empire. I've got to plug in my computer. One sec. It's right next to me. Hopefully that didn't mess up the recording. Now, because of this mass expansion of nuclear weapons, there are some countries that are going to leave the alliances that they're in fears of potentially getting nuked. And it's countries that have been in the alliances for a while. This red team will leave the World Democratic Council. Same thing with that purple team. And this gold team will leave as well. And these two will leave the Communist Pact. So now there's 7 Communist Pact members. No, 8. And 8 World Defense Council vendors. Now, up here with this unexplored area, what is going on? Up here in this, there we go. Up here in this unexplored area, all these countries want to expand into it. So this green one right here will host a meeting with this guy, this, and this country. These 5 countries in the area. And make the Treaty of the Northwest to divide this area. Yeah, quickly draw the division. Alright, so this area will be divided like this. Blue team will get this. This diarrhea color country gets this. The lavender country will get this. This country will get this. The mango team will get this. The sky blue team will get this. And there's one small section left that nobody got. All 5 of these countries agreed to form a neutral state here. Oh. Let me pick color. And they will form this green country right here. And of course it's gonna need a capital. And will be right in the center of the country. And they are gonna be neutral. And they're gonna have a democracy. Now, we see another wave of urbanization across the world. The green team's gonna be first, they're gonna build just a few cities. Same thing with the lavender team. The diarrhea colored team. This northern blue team. Yep, each of them don't have many cities. This country will have this. The peach team will get this. And this blue team will build up a lot of cities. The peach team will continue to expand on how many cities they have. Well, this whole continent will. Right. There we go. Speaking this continent, this country right up here is released by the pink team on this continent. So now it's its own thing. But, they know, oh, if a war breaks out between us and the peach team, we'll probably be destroyed. So they make the smart move and join the WDC. Now down here in the southwest of the main continent, a new country will be forming. We're gonna explore all of this. Let's use the dark gray. We'll be taking all of this remaining land up until here, where this peach team's gonna be like, no, we want some of this too. So they're gonna take all of this. And this new summit's fine with it because they don't want war. This new country will be putting their capital right here. We're gonna do like a small time jump to them urbanizing as well. One sec. Long layer. Is it? No, that's not. Okay. So now that the main continent's fully settled, everybody's gonna turn their attention to this northwest continent. And everybody wants some of it. So the GDU will be one sec, let me get what I'm doing ready. So GDU will be send their navy out this way. And down here. But the navy will, of course, wrap around the world because it's globe. This is just a flat map. They're gonna head north towards this new continent. Now, one thing that the GU forgot is that the communists were already have a large military and naval presence up here, so they're gonna expand on how much of a navy they have up here. They're gonna tell Pink Colonist Navy, let us through so we can settle a colony up here. And the pink team's gonna be like, no, you're not doing that. In fact, they do a full-on naval blockade of this entire continent on this side. A large majority of their navies over here now. So it looks more like this. But that also means they don't have the navy over here anymore. So now the G is gonna be like, no, we gotta get land, whether you like it or not. So they send their navy up, continue to expand how much of their navy is over here, to a point where this whole navy down here is gone, because they're trying to push and get more land over here. And this is where everything goes to shit. Because the GU's navy will start firing upon the communist navy and start working their way towards mainly this island. And when they do that, that expectedly activates the Communist Pact. And when the Communist Pact activates, the World Defense Council activates. And now we find ourselves in World War II. And these countries aren't gonna hold back. Oh, why is that there? It's not right. That's on Navy there. Okay. Please stop misbehaving, program. So, yeah. And these countries have nukes. So, the Red Empire's gonna be deploying all 12 of the nukes in their territory right at the GU. This city's hit. This one. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 nuclear bombs hit the GDU. And in response, the GU's gonna launch. In response, the GU's gonna launch 10 of their nukes. And they're gonna hit all around the Red Empire. 5, 6. But a few of them are gonna hit other countries. 2 will hit here. And 2 will hit here. And now that they nuked 2 other nuclear powers, there's going to be more nuclear bombs launched. So the pink team and the orange team will fire 5 of their nukes. Well, all 5 of their nukes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from the pink team. The orange team's gonna actually hit the Western Union a few times. 1, 2, 3. Then they're gonna drop 2 on the capital of the GDU. And now that the Western Union just got nuked, and keep in mind, they have hydrogen bombs, not just standard tactical nukes. They're gonna unleash hell upon everyone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, Peach Team just got nuked. So they're also gonna be joining the nuclear war. They're gonna launch all of their nukes into this country. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 nukes just hit. And now the GU has 8 more. But these countries, both of them, have 3 each. And of course they're gonna launch them. But not into land. They're gonna hit the Navy up here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And now the world has just gone through a nuclear war where every country with nukes have just launched. The GU still has 8. Wait a second. They got nuked. Why are they nuclear? Max was here, here, I believe. The GU has 8 nukes left. They're not going to use them. But now that World War II has officially begun, the GDU will begin its invasion into the Red Communist Empire, and immediately they're gonna aim to take the capital. One sec, this that's they go and take the capital. Wait, they got nuked more than this. Wait. What happened? 1, 2. I think that was what was hit. I don't remember. I don't know why the nuclear got somewhat deleted. But anyway, can't speak, I'm sorry. Alright, so the GDU will begin its invasion into the Red Empire, take a lot of this land. They'll also cross over here. What are you doing, program? So they'll be taking all this land from the Red Empire, Red Communist Empire. They'll enter into here. It's a nuclear hellhole, so they advance pretty easily throughout this whole country, taking a majority of it right away. And hide the nukes. So yeah, they're able to quickly make this country surrender. And they continue their push into the Red Communist Empire. So they have that full, solid front line there. Elsewhere, the Peach team will be launching their troops into this pink team. They are really big and powerful, so they're able to take a lot of land quickly. Why is that? Of the Navy layer. Okay, there we go. But yeah, they're able to take all of this land. And of course, they're going to leave some for their ally, the Lime team, to come in and take the rest of this. I didn't change color. So they'll be quickly working their way through this country and take all this southern part of the pink team. They're immediately folded. And the peach team will do the same thing up here with this recently released land. And they will take all of it pretty easily. Then they'll launch some troops down here. But this gray team's not going to be pushed over like every other country in this continent. They're going to start their full invasion of the peach team all the way across their border. They'll even have a lot of success down here. They'll make a spearhead for this city. Same thing with this one. And they'll make a third one here, which causes the peach team to be like, alright, we gotta get hell out of here. So now the gray team's invaded into the peach team. This lavender country will make it like landing over here through the river and start invading this country, while the green teams is gonna go to this country and be like, let's move troops through you and you won't get hurt, we'll defend you. The peach team will also say the same thing to them. They refuse both. So what do these countries do? Well, they begin their invasion of this country. And yeah. This is basically the Poland of this world. And this country's pretty weak, so stand a chance. They don't want to take the capital, they just want to push their troops through here. But somebody wants some land. Of course, it's our good old friend, the GDU. So they send troops into here. And their front line's gonna look something like that. No, wrong, incorrect, everything's wrong in the universe. So now, this country's getting absolutely bodied in World War II. These three countries up here were working together to keep these two from getting even more land. But this lavender country's actually good at what it does and pushes towards this city and takes it. Same thing with this city. Well, the peach team right here is gonna surprise them with naval landing right outside the capital, and the lavender team's gonna beg the GDU to fire off more nukes. And the GDU's on board with that idea because they hate the communists. They don't mind nuking them. So they So they send a few trucks with nuclear bombs all the way through the country up until here, and then they'll go over here, they'll cross the river and deliver nukes to this lavender country. And when they get there, they'll launch them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 nuclear bombs are fired into these communist countries, which doesn't sit well with the people of the GDU, because now the GDU's just being ruthless. The GDU experiences the world going to hell, apparently. I did this on the wrong layer. 1 second. I hate. So the GDU's gonna experience a civil war down here with former Science Empire people. But not just here. Oh no, they wish it was just here. Because more areas are about to rebel away. This former nation rebels away from the GDU. And now the GDU's fighting a civil war at the same time fighting a world war. So they're gonna pull all their troops out of this country. No, they're not giving them that country everything. They'll pull their troops out of this country and out. One sec. They'll pull some troops from this red country, and now they're starting to collapse because one, the GDU got way too big for itself, and two, they've just been expanding with brutal tactics, and they lose this city to this rebellion. This rebellion will also spearhead towards this city. We'll cross over, take this one, and this one. Then they'll start working towards these cities up here. They'll solidify their front line. But the GDU is going to be like, yeah, we're not going to allow this one to rebel easily, so they launch a huge offensive in this area. So they will take a lot of this land rapidly and quickly until this rebellion just surrenders over. So now the G is not distracted there. So now that their troops are up here, they send their troops down to this area and make a new offensive into the Red Communist country. And it's gonna go pretty successfully. So they take this city. And then over here, what's been happening? Well, the pink communists were completely surrounded and outmatched by the Western Union, so they fall pretty fast. And the peach team is starting to really struggle against this gray team as they solidify into one massive front line over here, start pushing together, taking one major city, two major city, three major city, four. Yeah, they're doing pretty well. If front line will look something like this. They take 5 major cities in this push. And the peach team's also gonna experience a rebellion. Right through here, where the former green team was. Why is some navy stuff on there? So yeah, the former green team down here rebels away from the peach communist team. So they'll start pushing into the country with the gray country, and they will start threatening this capital. The gray team will meet them down here and start threatening capital as well. And the occupation of this pink team down here from the peach team rebels away, and well, not rebels away, kicks out the occupiers, and then starts working towards getting the lime team out of their country and start an offensive into the lime team itself, taking 3 major cities, one of them being the capital of the lime team. So yeah, the communists aren't doing too hot right now. Now over here though, they're seeing a lot of success. How? Well, this peach team just punched a whole bunch of troops into here, and they start kicking out this light lime team, and they will enter into the light lime team, take a major city and their capital. And this capital's taken as they also work their way up. And to protect the motherland, the Lavender team will recall all of its troops, but because it was kind of a messy recallment, their troops are followed and another crossing happens. This cyan country will push into the Lavender team with the aid of this pink team. Now, what's been going on in the ocean? Well, the thing is, so with the fall of the land of the pink colonists, the whole navy basically gives up in this region, but keeps up here. So now that there's no navy blocking them, the GDU navy will work towards knocking the rest of this navy out, or this blue team, and they'll even make a landing right outside the capital of this country. Make one right here, one right here, and one right outside capital of the peach team. So the GU's navy is doing pretty well. Now what's happening with this civil war? A deal will be struck to get these rebels out of here. So the deal that is struck with this rebellion will be, first they will one sec, I got my own because I'm bad. They'll leave these areas, we color in purple. And they will be given this state, this state, these 2 states. So this is what the Cyan team now looks like. Down here. Gonna smooth it out a little bit. So the Cyan team's released. The GU didn't want to do this, but they're currently in World War, so they kind of want just like not have to deal with another front. So the Cyan team's release. Let's not make them Cyan though. Yeah, change the color a little bit. Yeah, that's good. They're gonna be this dark purple team, but the deal that they struck with them, they get all this land if they help them with providing troops to invade the Red Empire, and this recently released country will agree. So a huge, like a gargantuan invasion of Red Empire begins. And the Red Empire is not going to stand a chance down here, because this is about like 2 million troops, and majority of the Red Empire population got nuked. And slowly but surely they'll eventually encircle this last city and take it, making this area fully surrender without fighting, because they didn't really want this war either. Nope, the whole world's not turning purple. So 2 communist countries are down, and now these 3 are like probably scared. Well, these 2 countries are scared, but not this teal team, as they slowly make their way across this lavender country, taking the main island. They'll make another land in here and here, take these 2 cities till the lavender team fully surrenders. But this green team right here, with more troops from the WDC coming over to help them now, they'll be able to successfully kick the peach team out of their country, start reinvading into this gray country, all the way across to their border. They don't bother with these troops down here. They're gonna just focus on the peach team themselves as they enter into the peach team. And at the same time, the GDU's front over here will expand to a point where it expands over both these countries, as this sky blue team's capital is taken. And slowly but surely, they will be taking more and more land from these communist countries. And at this point, the communists are like, we're gonna lose, we're gonna lose, we're gonna lose. Especially when the biggest country falls. The peach communist country's capital is fully taken, and with this huge morale boost, all the all of the countries in WDC will aim to finish off the Peach team. A huge naval battle takes place on this coastline where this pink team will win. And the pink team will also fully take the rest of this lime team and kick out the occupiers. And now they will make a naval landing across this coast. And now the Peach teams sound in the alarms as their country is slowly falling over to WDC troops and rebellion troops. And it is at this point where the communists know they've lost this war. They're not gonna win. But then something truly shocking happens. A large nuclear barrage is fired into the GDU. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 nuclear bombs hit the northern area of the GDU. Who launched these? It's this green team right here. They secretly had a nuclear program this entire time. They never publicly disclosed it in fears of escalating tensions before they were ready. And sadly, they're not the only one who does it, because another nuclear barrage is fired into this team. 1, 2. But I'm gonna do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 more nuclear bombs are fired. And by who? Not by these people, but by this gold team right here. And now this whole northern area is a radiated hellhole. So now, in response, the WDC will be like, you know what? Let's send a huge amount of troops over here, finish off this lime team. So that's exactly what they do. And the invasion of this lime team begins from this occupied land. Here we go. And they will quickly knock this country out. They'll also take the opportunity, take all of this land from the Peach team. And even though they're not in the war, the WDC hates the communists with a passion, so they also go and they also go and take over this communist country. And yeah, this green team messed up by launching nukes at the GDU as they are slowly and carefully destroyed. And then the green team's ally is gonna be like, you know what? Free land! And they cross over, betraying their own ally. taking the rest of this land for themselves. And the GDU is going to be like, as long as you don't invade us, we'll let you have it. And this country will agree, and they will make the choice to leave the Communist Pact. And now, multiple countries are realizing, oh, this war's over, we're probably gonna lose it. So, this country leaves the Communist Pact. This country right here. Oh, what? This country right here. Why aren't you working? This country right here will surrender over to the WDC. Same thing with this one. The communists have officially been defeated in World War II, one of the deadliest wars in history. So deadly, in fact, it was so deadly that a large portion of the population in the world is now dead. Now, I don't have a fully complete population map or a state map, so this peace tree is gonna suck to draw, but yeah, as you could see, millions upon millions upon millions of people died in this war. And now let's look at the peace treaty. So, this part of the tree is going to be simple. The GDU will fully annex all of these lands. I need to turn up the tolerance a little bit. No. Will fully annex all of these lands. One second, just clean up these lines a little bit. The Red Empire will be allowed to exist, but only as the Red State down here. So now GDU has all this land. Up here, they're actually gonna be nice to this country. Give them all this land. The gold team will get this. And no, not all of that. Okay, one sec. Alright, so they'll get all of that land, the gold team. The blue team up here is gonna get all of... Oh, wrong land yet again. This blue team will get all of this. This country will be... Oh, incorrect. Wrong. This country will be re-released. This time as this color. And since the Cyan team left the war, to avoid being invaded, the Cyan team was told they have to give up their occupied land and give it back to the Lavender team, and they happily accept that, and they're not getting invaded, but they do still lose some land. The land that the Lavender team was able to capture early on in the World War. This green team will begin no land because they invade a neutral country first. All this land is returned to the gray team. this country will be here are the Peach team, remember correctly. This country will be released again, except for they will be carved up a little bit. So now these 3 countries now exist. And of course they're gonna need capitals. I mean these 2 countries. I can't count. We'll put their capitals around here. This country will be re-released. This neutral country up here, though, will take all this land, and they'll get land from all of their neighbors. In fact, they'll get a ton of land. Now, why are they given the land when they didn't fight in this war? Well, that's because they kind of were fighting in this war. Not like as on the side of the WDC or the Communist Pact, but more so as a neutral party, like kind of blockading. More so blockading rather than fighting. They blocked all these rivers off from the Communist Pact, and even did a blockade right here with their military. So they get a lot of land for helping the GDU. And now time for the big tree. The big one. The huge one. The Peach team will cease to exist after this. The Grey Kingdom will take all this land. Not all of that, but majority of it. Because this country is gonna get all of this. The pink team will get this. And this. The lime team will be re-released. They're not gonna lose any land. This this dark purple team will exist yet again. And they'll take yeah, about that much. They'll have all that land. And now for this one, these remaining lands, they're gonna be formed into new countries. There's gonna be a gold one right here. And that country right there. And they're both, of course, gonna need capitals. This one will have theirs right there. This one will have theirs right there. This country will keep the capital right here. And the last thing I want to cover is this rebellion. Now, because they helped the GDU, the GU's gonna be generous and give them not the entire country. No, they can't have that. The GU will give them those states, but in return they kind of do want these 2 back. So, but this country won't allow it. So, compromise is reached. Select the color. That color. This country right here will be formed. And of course, they're gonna need a capital. Which will be right here. Let me just clean this up a little bit. Here's this. Oh, yeah. Just clean this up a little bit more. Alright. Let me turn off the stately and show the full tree. I did adjust some of the tree, like in the northwest continent. I did adjust it based on the states. Well, I did that with every country. I just cleaned up their borders a little bit more. Oh, there's a capital that shouldn't exist over here. And the final event will be this area up here. They will actually be given this land up here to this country. Actually, no. We'll be given some of it to this country. Some to this country. Let me connect them a little bit better. And this area will be given to this country. I don't know where I paused, but as you can see with the radiation from the nuclear bombs from World War II, a lot of people are gonna still die despite the war being over. the lasting impacts of nuclear war will forever change this world. And in response to that, through the peace treaty of World War II and the sign of the non-nuclear treaty, nuclear bombs will be outright outlawed in this world. If you have nuclear weapons, all countries in this new organization that's about to form must respond and form a coalition of anti-nuclear nations. And now, what is this organization? The new organization will be called the World Diplomacy Council. Basically, it's WDC, but a global, legislative organization, not a military alliance. Now, as you can see, not every country joined it, and I assigned all the newer countries their governments, and you can see that a lot of the communist countries are still communists. They just got their alliance disbanded. They're not allowed to reform the alliance. And the WDC tells them if they attempt to invade a WDC member, the whole organization is required to respond, even though they're not like a military alliance. So, yeah. And the rules for this organization is you must be a democratic country, and you must not be aggressive towards other members of the WDC. Communist countries are not allowed to join this. Fascist countries are not allowed to join this. Monarchies are not allowed to join this. And with that, that officially concludes World War II and the New World. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time.